And there we are. Everybody having a good evening? Good. Like I said last time, you guys know where the pews are. I expect to see you Sunday mornings now. They're all silent. All right, today I'm going to discuss a talking donkey. Apparently I'm not going to talk very clearly myself. Maybe I should get the talking donkey up here. But we're going to talk about a talking donkey, not the donkey from the cartoon Shrek. I'd imagine most everybody knows what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about the talking donkey found in Numbers chapter 22. Everybody have their Bibles? Yeah? Anybody need help finding Numbers? Numbers chapter 22. How many of y'all read your Bible today? Raise your hand. Anybody read from the Bible today? Oh man, awesome. I want to challenge all you young folk and the older folk too that are here tonight to read your Bible a little bit every day. If you don't have a Bible, get with me. I'll make sure you get one. One you can take home as long as you promise to read it. Anybody need help finding Numbers chapter 22? Who's he? Oh, you got it? Hey, don't worry. We're not going to read the whole chapter today. All right, looks like about everybody's there. Raise your hand if you need me to hold on a minute. No? Good. All right, so in chapter 22 starts off the Israelites conquering nation after nation. Right? This is after, sometime after they left Egypt. They arrived to the plains of Moab. Everybody doing good? Well, I'm not reading it word for word. I'm going to brief through the first part of it, unless you really want me up here reciting the Bible, which I'd love to, so don't get me wrong. They were preparing to assault the Canaanites. They were out there to take the promised land. The people that lived in the plains of Moab are called Moabites. Moabites, even though majority of them were pagans at this point, were actually descendants of Lot. And I know pretty sure y'all have recently gone over Lot. So can anybody tell me who Lot was? Anybody? Okay. Any of you guys that are under, I'd say 5'6", and under the age of 18, tell me who Lot was. No? The Moabites were descendants of Lot. Lot was Abraham's nephew. Everybody remember who Abraham is at least? Yes, good. I see some hands on that one. So Lot was Abraham's nephew. You might remember him as the one that escaped Sodom and Gomorrah when it was destroyed. He's the one who had a wife who, contrary to the order she was given, turned around and watched it burn. And when she did, she turned to what? Anybody remember what she turned to? Salt. Good. Y'all lucky we're not in the classroom. I point people out. Call them by name. So, the king of the Moabites was Balak. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. But Balak was scared of the Israelites after he saw what he did to the Amorites. What King Balak didn't realize is the Israelites actually had an agreement with God, more of an order from God, that they weren't allowed to attack the Moabites at this point. And the reason is they were descendants of Lot, Abraham's nephew. So God has said, hands off for the moment. Later on, that may change a little bit because the Moabites do some fishy things. But for the moment, they had no intention of attacking the Moabites. First thing King Balak did was make an alliance with his neighbors, the Midianites, who were also descendants of, a little more distant than the Moabites, but descendants of Abraham. So after he made the alliance with the king of the Midianites, King Balak sent for a prophet named Balaam. Now, this prophet wasn't a prophet of God. He was a prophet for hire. Everybody know what I mean? So if I wanted to curse somebody, I would call this prophet and I'd give him money and he'd go curse him. Everybody understand? Yes. All right. So he was a prophet for hire. Now, a lot of these guys that were prophet for hire were illegitimate. They didn't really have any connection to the supernatural world. Several times in the Bible it states that Balaam actually had connections to the supernatural world, even though he wasn't worshiping our God, the God of Israel. So King Balak knew the Israelites were too strong for him to conquer. King Balak said, they're coming my way. I don't like this. I'm going to call for help. So what did he do first, guys? Anybody remember? Anybody, what did he do the first? Come on now. He made an alliance with the Midianites. Alliance with the Midianites. Right, gentlemen. Next, he called on a prophet of Balaam, to put a curse. So when the king sent a group of people, some of his messengers, to go speak to Balaam, and Balaam said, stay the night. I'm going to talk to Yahweh. I'm going to talk to the God of Israel to see what's going on. That night, God asked Balaam who were the people staying with him. Balaam told them. He told them, of course, they were messengers from King Balak. And he told them why they were there. And God said, you cannot curse the Israelites. They are a blessed people. Does that airplane fly? Sir. I'm going to borrow this. If they're going to sit upright, you can't take the paper airplane. Can I have it? I'll see if it flies. Oh, fix it on that. You might want to crack you that. Yeah?
I forgot how to make an airplane. I haven't made an airplane.
Well, I'm helping you out a little bit. That way, at least if it's going to do it, it can fly. Right? We're going to make a paper airplane and want it to fly. Now, I'm not the best kind of engineer or building, but this one might fly a little bit. All right, let's see. Ready? I almost made it. All right. Now that we're through with that, are we ready? Yeah? All right. So, Balaam told the messengers from King Balak that he can't curse the Israelites, and he wasn't going. Messengers went back to the king, and the king said, more important people, a larger group of people, and a little bit more money. And because of that, Balaam was a little bit swayed, and he spoke to God again. God told Balaam he can go if he only says the words God has told him to say. Now we're going to start reading. So we're going to pick it up, verse 22. So we're on Numbers chapter 22, verse 22. Everybody ready? All right. But God was incensed that Balaam was going. He was angry. And the angel of the Lord took his stand on the path to oppose him. Balaam was riding his donkey, and his two servants were with him. What you need to understand, Balaam was only being partially obedient. God said he can go, so he had permission to go, but in his heart, he still wanted to curse Israel. Anybody know why he wanted to curse Israel? Raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. Why do you want to curse Israel? Next to you. I can't hear. Anybody else? Airplanes down. Do you know why?
He does not know why.
Okay, you do not know why. Anybody else want to give it a shot? I couldn't hear what she said.
Go ahead.
All right, the reason he wanted to curse Israel wasn't important. He wanted the money. He was going to curse them for money. So, he planned on doing it. Let's go to verse 23. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing on the path with a drawn sword in his hand, she turned off the path and went into the field. So here he is, riding along on his donkey, and his donkey rides in the field right off the road. Does anybody know what the angel of the Lord is referenced to? I believe I've actually mentioned it in here before. In the Old Testament, when they're discussing the angel of the Lord, it's usually a reference to either God the Father or God the Son, so Jesus Christ, making himself in a form which man can see. Let's keep reading. So Balaam hit her to return her to the path. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow passage between the vineyards with a stone wall on either side. The donkey saw the angel of the Lord and pressed herself against the wall, squeezing Balaam's foot against it, so he hit her once again. This donkey is trying to save him, but he doesn't know it. She keeps trying to avoid the scary angel with the giant sword. The angel of the Lord went ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn right or left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she crouched down under Balaam, so he became furious and beat the donkey with a stick. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth. Everybody else reading that. God made it where the donkey could speak. The donkey was probably trying to speak before this, but in a language we don't understand. Now, the donkey is speaking a language which he understood. And that donkey said, "What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?" Now in verse 29, he answers the donkey, "You made me look like a fool. If I had a sword in my hand, I'd kill you now." If my donkey started speaking to me, that would not be my response. But the donkey said, "Am I not the donkey you have ridden in your life, all your life until today? Have I ever treated you this way before?" "No," he replied. So up until this point, the donkey is shocked that Balaam would treat him this way. The donkey is, "I am your friend and I have been good to you. I have served you well. If I am doing something different, you should listen." And in verse 29, he stated that you made me look like a fool. That's the accusation he had. Not you wouldn't listen. You smashed my foot against the wall. He was embarrassed that the donkey wasn't listening, and he was on a road with other people. And listen, guys, just because someone is making fun of you, embarrasses you, doesn't give a reason to hurt them. Everybody hear me? Just because someone's making fun of you, it doesn't give you a reason to hurt them. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the path with the drawn sword in his hand. So God said, you're not listening to your donkey, your companion, someone who's been there all your donkey's life. So I'm going to open your eyes so maybe you'll understand yourself. Balaam knelt low and bowed in worship on his face. The angel of the Lord asked him, why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? Look, I came out to oppose you because I consider what you are doing to be evil. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If she had not turned away from me, I would have killed you by now and let her live. So God let Balaam know that he would have been punished if it wasn't for his donkey protecting him. Sometimes there are things in life that seem hard that are meant to protect us. Remember that, kids, as you're going through life. When you reach something hard, that thing hard might be to keep you from doing something worse. Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I did not know that you were standing in the path to confront me. And now, if it is evil in your sight, I will go back. He decides, well, I messed up. But hey, I will turn around and go back. I don't even know what I would be able to say if my donkey just spoke to me. The angel of the Lord just popped up with a sword saying, I was going to kill you, but your donkey saved you. I would just be probably speechless. But this gentleman was a little bold and he spoke, but he admitted fault. Sometimes in life we need to admit fault. When we admit fault, we can usually make amends for whatever we have done. But the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, go with the men, but you are to say only what I tell you. So Balaam went with Balak's officials. When Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at excuse me, I cannot speak today. I actually have a sore tooth that's kind of messing with me a little bit. He went out to meet with him at the Moabite city on the Arnon border at the edge of the territory. Balak asked Balaam, did I not send you an urgent summons? Why didn't you come to me? Am I really not able to reward you? So King Balak was like, hey, why didn't you come as soon as I said so? I have the money. What he didn't understand is God was intervening. God did not want Balaam going and cursing the Israelites. And then when he insisted, he told him, go ahead, but you're not going to curse him. And when in his heart, he said, well, I'm going to curse them anyways because they're going to pay me a bunch of money. The angel of the Lord intervened. So I want you guys also to keep that in mind. What is in your heart is just as important as your actions. Always have it in your heart reflecting what your actions are and keep them well. Balaam said to him, look, I have come to you, but can I say anything I want? I must speak only the message God puts in my mouth. So Balaam went with Balak, and they came to, I'm not even going to pretend I know how to pronounce that. I tried pronouncing it last night when reviewing it. Kirath Huzoth. Balak sacrificed cattle, sheep, and goats, and set for Balaam and the officials who were with him. In the morning, Balak took Balaam and brought him to Bamith-baal. From there, he saw the outskirts of the people's camp. We're going to stop right there in chapter 22. We do have a few more lessons we can learn from the chapter 22 of Numbers. First, King Balak stretched over a situation that wasn't going to happen. Why did he start all this in motion in the first place? Anybody remember the beginning? Why did he start this motion to begin with? Why did he make an alliance? And why did he send for a prophet to curse the Israelites? Yes, ma'am. No? You thought you knew it? Yeah, it's okay. He did all this because he was scared of the Israelites. He had no reason to be scared, though. No reason to be scared. Sometimes we make scenarios in our head, and I'm guilty of this myself, that'll cause us stress, and we take actions that end up harming us that weren't even necessary. This is an important question next. Does anyone know what we should do if we're anxious or having bad feelings about something we think might happen? Anybody know? We're not moving on to one of you young people answer this. If you are feeling anxious about something, what should you do? Anybody? Bentley? Either one of you? Man. When you're having trouble, what should you do? When you're having bad thoughts, what should you do? Back off, not what I'm looking for. Sometimes that's the right answer. Yes, sir. Pray. Every time you should pray. Don't worry about things that you don't need to worry about. Let God handle it for you. Second, sometimes God has unexpected intervention. God doesn't always use what we expect to give us guidance. God can use anyone or anything to help us in life. He used a pagan prophet, a prophet for hire, to bless. If you read further on, which I'd love it if you did, read chapter 23. Balaam blessed the Israelites when he was paid to curse them. Don't expect God to answer or guide us in a way we feel like he should. Number 3, we need to be attentive to unexpected interventions. Things we don't expect sometimes happen for a reason. Spiritual insight can come from unexpected sources, including a talking donkey. If God has plans, then those plans will succeed regardless of our interference. Balaam was planning to do what he was paid to do, curse the Israelites. God would not let that happen. Even when we make mistakes, God will create a way for his will to be done. I want to thank you guys for being here today.